In this video, we will show you how to upload a newsletter PDF document to your school website. If you haven't done so already, please log in to Adobe Experience Manager. Once you've logged in, select Sites. Once you select Sites, Adobe Experience Manager will now automatically navigate you through to your school's homepage. Here, Home www. With Home www selected, then you'll need to select Create in the top right-hand corner of your browser. This will produce a drop-down, and the option you need to select is Newsletter. Once you've selected Newsletter, it will then ask you to provide a title for your new newsletter page. Notice that only one field in this section is mandatory. The other fields in this section will automatically populate with whatever you place inside the title. The title field is one place in our system where you cannot make a change after it has been created. It is so difficult to change the name of a newsletter after it has been generated that it's easier to delete a page and start again rather than trying to rename it. So be very sure you have your title correct before you proceed to the next section. In this field, I'm going to place Term 2 Week 3 as my example for today. You could use any naming structure like this, and in fact you can name your newsletter whatever you would like, just as long as the naming is consistent with the old newsletters inside your website. Try and avoid using dates, like years and months. We deal with dates in a different section of the newsletter, which is coming up in a moment. Once you have finished your title, please select the Create button in the top right-hand corner of your browser. This will produce a success message, and you have two options here, Done or Open. Selecting Done will take you back to column view navigation, and then you will need to find where your newsletter was placed. Selecting Open will open a new tab ready for you to begin editing your newsletter. You should always select Open at this step. Your newsletter page will now be open on the screen. Make sure you check in the top right-hand corner of your browser and that you are in Edit mode. This will be clear because it will be bold white. If you are in preview mode, please select Edit mode so that you can begin editing your newsletter. Adobe Experience Manager will automatically place your newsletter in the correct page inside your system. Notice here that in the breadcrumbs links it says Home, Newsletter, 2019, May, and then the name of the newsletter. This is the default. It will place it in the year and the month, the current year and the current month. You can change this location by adjusting the calendar settings inside the newsletter component. In the middle of the page, there is a large coloured rectangle. If you hover over this now, you will notice a blue outline appears and the word Newsletter Route appears in the bottom right-hand corner. This is the newsletter component, and to begin configuring it, we need to first select it. Then you will see a spanner icon appear. Once you see the spanner icon, please select the spanner icon to begin configuring your newsletter. There is a field in here with the date. You can change the date of your newsletter by selecting the calendar icon to the right-hand side. If you wanted to add retrospective newsletters to your website, you can simply select the date that you would like to have them published. And if you would like, you can select a date in the future. Selecting a date in the future will mean that your newsletter will not become visible until that date and the time come around. So you could pre-publish some content for next Monday at 9 a.m. by simply selecting the Monday and then changing the time to 9 a.m. Your newsletter will not appear until that date and time comes around. I'm going to leave it as today's date for this purpose. This is the quickest and easiest way to work with newsletters as it is automatically filled out for you. The field below here, Image, is where you can select a thumbnail image for your newsletter. You don't need to select a thumbnail image for your newsletter if you are using a PDF document. Adobe Experience Manager will automatically scan the first page of your newsletter and use that as the thumbnail. So I'm not going to enter anything into this field. Next, I'm going to move to the Type tab by selecting Type. Adobe Experience Manager by default will have the type of newsletter set as File. This is the most common type of newsletter throughout New South Wales schools. Most schools will be using PDF documents for their newsletters. You can select other types, for example, Link, if you're using something like Schoolzine, Sway, or School e-News. You can provide a link to your latest newsletter through this option. We'll stay with files today as we're going to be uploading a PDF document. There is a drop down below here with two options. The default is to upload from your computer. You can now upload the school newsletter as a PDF document directly inside the component. You also have the option to choose a newsletter that may have already been uploaded to the Digital Assets Manager. So if you had previously uploaded your newsletter document to Assets, you can select this option and then navigate to find where your newsletter is located. For today's purposes, we will show you how to use the Upload from Computer method. Notice the section below here has drag and drop or upload a file from your computer. Select the blue text here and you will see an option to navigate through your school computer to find your PDF document. My pop-up will look a little bit different to yours as I am working on a Mac, but the principles are the same. You navigate through your school computer, find the PDF document you would like to upload, select it, and then select Open in the bottom right-hand corner of the pop-up. And there you have it. The PDF document is ready to be added to the system. Finally, you can add a short description to your newsletter. This option here is our third tab. The short description is not mandatory. You will notice there is no asterisk next to here. It is a good idea to add a short description though. It helps our users when they are navigating through the archive of our existing newsletters to see exactly what happened in this newsletter. It doesn't have to be an exhaustive description, just a few key phrases, things that are different in this newsletter compared to our previous newsletters. For example, this will help our users to find exactly which newsletter relates to which event. With that all entered, we can now select the tick icon in the top right-hand corner to save and close our component. Adobe Experience Manager will do a quick refresh, and then you will see your finished newsletter component ready to publish. Many people notice that the icon in the left-hand side here on first refresh will simply be the PDF document file type. This is not a problem. The system takes a moment or two to render the first page of your PDF document. So if you see this, all you need to do is a quick refresh and you will see the first page of your PDF document. You can refresh by selecting the little circle icon in the top left-hand corner of your browser in Chrome. In Internet Explorer, it will be over the right-hand side of the address bar. On a Windows machine, you can press F5 on the keyboard or hold down the Control key and press R. I'm going to select Refresh now. And there you have it. The front page of my newsletter has now been rendered as a thumbnail. The newsletter component will also display the name of the newsletter, the date, the short description we provided, and a link to the newsletter, including the file type and the file size. With this all done, we are now ready to publish. To publish our newsletter, we need to select the icon in the top left-hand corner, 3 horizontal lines. This is our page information icon. Selecting this icon will produce a drop-down, and inside here you will see the option to publish a page. If you are an author, you will not see Publish Page, and you will have to start a workflow instead. I'm going to select Publish Page now. The next screen will show you which assets need to be published in conjunction with the page we are about to publish. In this case, it's the PDF document we just uploaded. Adobe Experience Manager by default will select everything that needs to be published in association with a page, so you don't have to do anything in this section, just make sure that all these tick boxes are ticked. Once you have checked that, select Publish from the top right-hand corner of your browser. A little pop-up will appear in the top, Information, the page has been published. And there you have it. Your new newsletter has been uploaded to your website, published, and our audience can now see the PDF document. I'm going to show you some other areas that the newsletter appears in our website, just so you get a sense for the archive and the front page. I'll now change over to preview mode in the top right-hand corner. Now I can navigate through my system. I'm going to go to the newsletter archive page. There are 2 ways to get there. You can select newsletter from the breadcrumbs or newsletter from the quick links. Both of these links go to the same place. In the newsletter archive page, you will see that the PDF we just uploaded is now listed as the current issue, and all existing issues of our newsletter are listed below. I'm now going to navigate to the homepage and show you the latest newsletter component. To navigate to the homepage, you can select Home from the breadcrumbs, or you can select your school's logo. On the homepage, as I scroll down now, we see the View Our Latest Newsletter component. This is a link that takes you through to the latest newsletter inside the school website, and you'll see that the date has been updated to today's date. This tells me that the issue that it will link to is the latest one that we just uploaded. And there you have it. That's how you upload a newsletter to your school website.